For WrestleMania's biggest fight, Saturday.
Press play. There's the magic finger. Pressing down. Yeah.
The Wrestling Club with Darren and Brett. We've got a show that you'll never forget.
Greetings, Grapple fans, and welcome to WFMU's Wrestling Club, the only space for all wrestling fans, whether you're casual, lapsed, obsessed, or ashamed. I'm Darren Maybe, broadcasting from a sticky Jersey City, where tonight we're gonna be, we're gonna be calling it in the ring a little bit tonight. We have a great guest. We have a great show planned for you, so we're just gonna get right into it. Let me introduce you to my tag team partner, coming to us via satellite from Hollywood, California, the Casanova Chris to my vivacious Vito, Brett Davis. Brett.
That's the first one. I don't know who the fuck that is.
2 words for you. Power plant.
Cool.
I don't know if they ever teamed outside of WCW worldwide, but on this exhaustive list of tag teams I found on an Angel Fire website, they're listed. So that's good enough. That's good enough for me. So I hope it's good enough for you, Brett.
Cool. Yeah. I love the warehouse. I love what they're doing down there. Buddy Lee Parker, Paul Orndorff. They're just churning out gems.
That's right. WCW Special Forces. Brett, now is this one of those like backgrounds people put on their Zoom calls when they want to be fun? They don't have a good time.
This is a goal I've always had since moving here. I wanted to be the fun podcaster, who knows where I'll turn up, like Matt Lauer,
No, wait a second. No, Brett. You cannot follow in your hero's footsteps anymore.
Where in the world is Brett Davis? Right now, Brett Davis is in his front yard, but
good. Yeah,
who knows what next week will bring.
Hopefully in the next 12 weeks you'll be legally allowed to leave the property, so we'll see.
That's true, yeah. I've got some loopholes.
You'll find them.
We also have a very special guest. She is now a three-timer. I think you get the epaulets on the Wrestling Club blazer. A writer for Fan Fight. Colette Arrand from Athens, Georgia. Welcome back to the Wrestling Club.
Hey, yes. Yeah! 3 times, baby. 3 times.
That's right.
That's it. Unbelievable.
Pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you.
So today we had this idea. We were going to do a little tie-in with Mortal Kombat. And then maybe the idea got a little lost, but we did this worst Royal Rumble a few months ago. Every week we added people. Who are some of your highlights? We had guests pick the entrance every week. So we had the Sandman pick Big Bird, Missy Hyatt picked Napoleon, Orange Cassidy picked Nick Toretto. From Fast and Furious. Is it Nick Toretto?
There were 30 of them. You got to go back and see. It's a real who's who.
Yeah. Who ended up winning that? I forget.
I don't know. I think it was
Mini-Me. I think Mini-Me won.
I think so. I think that sounds right. We'll have to go back and check the tape.
But we wanted to do a one-night tournament. They don't do the King of the Ring anymore. So this is our version, but we're going to open up the field. We're going to get try to maybe limit it to the wrestling realm a little more this time, less Hanna-Barbera characters. I think it's fair to say the rules are
in-ring wrestlers, people who you can see at a wrestling show. So nothing too fantastic, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but this is Wrestling Club, so
I guess that's
try to stop me from being fantastic, Darren.
Okay, all right, I know better.
But we got some news to jump into. We've got a wrestling reporter here, so we're gonna get the inside scoop the dirt sheet live.
Yeah,
so,
usually we half make up the news on this show, so it's nice to have some journalistic integrity for once.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, sadly, it's a slow news day. Nothing important happening
yeah.
in wrestling today or yesterday.
Well, let's
Whoops.
start out with the big news. It's another big cut day. The most notable of which are the two most cancelable people in wrestling. Drake Wirtz, NXT referee, and the Velveteen Dream. Is it bad that I still add like that oomph to it?
Yeah,
Okay. Velveteen.
we'll edit that out.
That's the last time anyone will do it. So
Yeah. That's true.
First
Why did
this
that
year.
But then also Vanessa Bourne, Jessamine Duke, Alexander Wolf, Brandy Lauren, and then Darren's personal favorite, Kavita Devi, the Lady Kali. Darren, how are you feeling? How is this week?
I really hope that we can see a big old tree slam on Wednesday nights coming up in the next 90 days. But,
Okay.
I'm going to remain optimistic. I got to say, this is a fucking mistake,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to get too upset. I told myself I wouldn't get upset.
That's right. Yeah. And I applaud your professionalism. You are carrying through.
Who is going to do the chop on Tuesday nights now? Huh? They just did the big India Super Show. What are they going to do? Jinder's got his new group. She would have been a perfect heater for that group.
Honestly, you're not wrong.
No,
because
I'm not.
They're going to be building this Indian, roster that they want to have. Obviously, they're putting all that money in. Like, that thing was the highest rated wrestling show of all time or something. Like, why do you release the project that you've had? She wrestled at WrestleMania.
Jesus Christ, she didn't she?
Yeah.
Wow.
Colette,
What are your thoughts on the latest cuts?
I mean, I guess I like, outside of the obvious, it's fine. It's never good when people get cut, I guess, but it seems like one of those deals where WWE just has a warehouse full of people, like a ton of people in it. I guess the one that's surprising to me is Jessamine Duke, considering how prominent she was on TV. When Shayna Baszler was down in NXT and they just never found anything for her to do. Really, I am kind of surprised that Drake and Dream got released, because the company seemed to have dug its heels in on the issue of those two for a while. It's not very often that WWE comments on internal company processes, internal investigations into employee conduct or whatever, but Dream is someone that they did investigate, and Triple H said that they found nothing untoward. There was, I think last week or the week before, Dave Meltzer reported that Dream was at Raw, and the internet freaked out. So I'm kind of shocked. It was one of those things where it just felt like if you were going to release these people, you would have released them, last year when everyone was kind of screaming in your face to do it. But, yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for all but two of the people who got cut.
Which ones? Which ones?
I'm not much for Drake or Dream. If I gotta be honest, which I will be honest, I'm not much for either of those two dudes. The one thing that I think is really the worst part of this is the wrestling fan discourse of it's sad because Drake got his life together and then this happened, and then Velveteen Dream had so much potential, but blah blah blah. And it's no, that's not the headline here.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not the ones to feel sorry for.
Yeah, sobriety didn't ruin Drake Younger.
No, YouTube did.
Yeah, like that's not why Drake Younger like got into QAnon, you know, like Velveteen Dream, like I don't know, every match I saw of Velveteen Dreams I was pretty underwhelmed by. But I am a weirdo who doesn't like most things apparently. So like, you know, people loved him and they thought his promos were great. Even though every time I saw him do a promo, he was cutting a promo about how small the other wrestler's dick was or whatever, and it was like
Cool.
awesome. Like this is fantastic. A wrestling feud in 2021 or no, 2019, I guess, based around how big or small a wrestler's dick is. Never seen it before. Oh, you've got Photoshop slides. How fantastic.
Uh-huh.
So like, you know, the idea of like his potential being wasted, like no, it wasn't. Like he was who he was, and you know, outside of that, he was alleged to have done some pretty horrific shit that based on you know, Drake Younger's interests, you would have think would have gotten sniffed out a lot faster than it was. But they're both gone. So, you know, I think that it's one of those things where like I don't know, weirdly I think, you know, I hate to speak for like on behalf of anyone that I don't know or whatever, but like I almost feel like getting rid of both of those dudes is like a boon for the NXT locker room. Like I can't imagine working in an environment where like, you know, you're putting on some of the best wrestling in the world and what most of the fans want to talk about is a referee and someone who hasn't been on television since 2019. Like that has to suck, and that era of NXT is like for all intents and purposes finished. So, you know, it's good. Good move to get rid of two people that no one wanted to see. So,
Yeah. I mean, you know, it sucks we'll never get the Four Horsewomen dream match.
Yeah, what a mistake. I can't believe we never got it. You know?
yeah,
Like,
that is kind of weird, but I think that probably had more to do with Rhonda, honestly. Like she bailed. Like she's never coming back to wrestling, I don't think.
yeah, why would she?
Actually, why would she is a good question.
Right. She's got nothing to prove.
No. And, you know, the people who need to appreciate her for that to be worth it for her don't. So, like, yeah, she no reason to come back, even to wrestle her friends. So,
And, you know, it's also a dangerous work environment, as we saw this past Sunday. Real tragedy. You know, say what you will about The Miz, but, you know, he really cared about his job, and the fact that he died on Sunday,
You know,
literally just like ripped apart. I don't know why we didn't open with this, but yeah, like rest in peace, The Miz.
And what about, is John Morrison okay? Have you gotten
John
any
Morrison's
updates on John
okay.
Morrison?
yeah,
Okay.
no whatsoever.
Hey, you can't stop
It's
Johnny
incredible.
Drip.
You know, well, I mean, it's all those psychedelic enhancements he takes. You know, I'm sure that
Yeah.
provides some level of protection against the undead.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know what it is about pro wrestling and zombies, and they just keep
Colette, you
keep
wrote
coming after
a
us.
think piece about the zombie invasion of WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah,
Which is an irritating name to say, but
WrestleMania Backlash is the most irritating thing in the world. Like WrestleMania Backlash feels like a 30 Rock bit. Like Lemon, we've acquired WWE Network, and we need to really maximize the potential of the WrestleMania brand on Peacock. Like that's what that feels like. Like there's nothing, like everyone got it. Like, oh cool, it's 1999 and here's a pay-per-view called Backlash. I wonder what the Backlash is about. Oh, it's got the same card as WrestleMania. The zombies though, 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Best match. Like, you know, I loved it. I loved it so much. I loved how much they committed to the bit. That never happens. Like that never happens. The most they commit to shit like that is like Jared Fogle, the Subway spokesperson.
Oh no. Yo, no, they got to stop committing then. No more committing.
No more committing.
No.
Or like, yeah, they commit to Subway bits, but they like usually when they have like an integrated like tie-in thing, it's usually like, you know, here's Titus O'Neil Sorry, someone just walked behind you.
Yeah, this is
See what they think. Yeah, maybe
this
you
is
didn't
the
think this
fun.
one out, Brett.
It's the privilege of podcasting.
This is the
outside.
fun. I also live right by the highway, so there's constantly
Yeah, I
helicopters
hear it.
flying around.
But yeah, like they don't do this for like the Hardys is sponsoring us or whatever. Normally they just or Mountain Dew, like they just have like Jerry Lawler take like one of those sips of Mountain Dew that's not all like he's not.
He's always worrying with his heart condition.
But like the zombies were good. Like the makeup wasn't great on some of them because they were just using masks and whatnot. But like the part where like they would follow the action, like, oh, someone's going up the turnbuckle, we have to like crawl up the turnbuckle to get at them. Like I was like, this is the best. Like this is everything that like the stupid WWE Thunderdome should be about. Like they should do one of these dumbass sponsored matches like every week, like just a different company. I liked it a lot. I still like it a lot, even though I did forget about it until you brought it up, so I knew that was going to happen. Like, well, it's nothing. It's a meaningless match.
Here's my nitpick on this. Okay, you're going to do a zombie match. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew this was going to be a zombie match, right? I haven't watched Raw in like weeks, so maybe you did. But, why don't you have this be like your cage of horror match or whatever stupid thing they decide to do? Like, if they had advertised, hey, we're having a zombie match, I'd be like, huh, I want to see what that is. But instead, it's like kind of this weird last-minute shoehorned thing. Like, put them in a cage and the zombies are climbing the cage. Like, that's fun, WWE has this weird habit of the most interesting stuff they do feels like the least planned out. Like with Nicholas winning the tag team titles, or, insert whatever interesting thing WWE has done on the main roster in the past few years. Like, it's always some other reason besides like what they've planned. So, I don't know. I don't mind a zombie match, obviously, as you'll see with my picks for this tournament later. Fair enough. Yeah.
My question is, why were the zombies adhering to the rules of the lumberjack match? They weren't going in the ring.
Yeah, they did that eventually.
Was where. But I mean, zombies aren't known for their restraint.
I did appreciate Drew Gulak's tweet about it, just applauding the zombies.
I really wish they got Adnan. I really wish they got him, and then he had to announce the rest of the show as a zombie.
Yeah, there's so many fun. Like, if you really want to do a zombie angle,
that was my main problem with it, was how stupid everyone around the match was treating it. Like, they were like, "All right, folks, as you can see, there are zombie lumberjacks at ringside. Thanks a lot, Batista." Like, yeah, you're right. Thanks a lot, Batista. You just gave us like this amazing gem.
Corey Graves being like, this is insane. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, he loves zombie walk. If there's one person that loves a good old zombie walk, it's Corey Graves.
Oh yeah, this is the first good lumberjack match in history. Period.
Now, is this the first good wrestling zombie crossover?
Is it the first? No. ECW had a zombie, the true ECW.
Of course, that's the best.
Yeah.
A Brawloween nominee.
Juggalo Championship Wrestling, also had a zombie called Evil Dead.
That's a pretty good name for a zombie.
And it wasn't much of a clip. It was literally just like Violent J's going, "Holy fucking shit!" just over and over. It wasn't very good.
What? It wasn't good?
Well, it was a little underwhelming. But by far the worst wrestling zombie crossover is the feature film pro wrestlers versus zombies.
Oh, that I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that the worst one was WWE's zombie dolls that they did with Mattel like a couple years ago, where like you would be in Target like looking for something, and you'd be like, I'm gonna go to the wrestling doll section just to see what the deal is, and oh, here's Kevin Owens. Oh no, he's covered in bad zombie paint. Like this is terrible. It made no sense, but now it makes sense. They just did it too soon, too early.
This movie starred Rowdy Roddy Piper, the franchise Shane Douglas, Kurt
Isaiah,
Angle.
The man upstairs, Isaiah. I think I might have sent you an image of just the DVD cover. And yes, this is a DVD only release.
We've got Matt Hardy, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. We've got Rebby Sky.
Oh, we also Matt and Rebby. I just screened the film just for Wrestling Club. And Matt and Rebby have multiple. This is pre-broken Matt Hardy, by the way. Multiple sex scenes, just constantly just making out. Here we go. Now we got it. Now we can see. Oh, we see Roddy Piper has a nice kiss on the DVD cover there.
I love that it's Shane franchise Douglas.
Well, he's the main character. Spoilers: he kills his entire family.
Is this the only? There has to be like another. I feel like I've seen a wrestling versus zombies movie that has a poster that doesn't look like it's for like a Pennsylvania indie from the early 2000s.
There is another movie, and I didn't see this one. It's like Zombie Pro Wrestling. It's literally the same title.
Yeah, I think it has like Kevin Nash in it and Kurt Angle.
I think so. Well, Kurt Angle's in this one. He becomes a zombie, which is really unfortunate. Hacksaw also, there's a very touching scene between Roddy Piper and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, where Hacksaw has been changed into a zombie, and he is sitting in a corner just quietly gnawing on an arm, on a limb, a severed limb, and Roddy Piper comes in and puts all Hacksaw out of his misery with his own board, and it's a 5-minute scene with no talking.
This is shameful.
I can't stop looking at Roddy Piper kissing that woman.
He's sucking her mouth.
Is this a Beelzebub film?
Oh no, we can't. We're not allowed to. We have to move on.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder. I keep thinking Cody Knotts is maybe like Don Knotts' son.
He also stars in the film. He's a very talented individual.
Yeah, and when I was researching this, because I love my research, I saw one of the stars is also a producer, Camera Bartolotta. And Colette, could you guess what Camera Bartolotta does now?
I could, but I think I want to know.
She is a Pennsylvania state senator.
Oh, that was not going to be my guess.
Yeah.
It's a terrible film. It's not good.
There's a lot of barbed wire on the cover, but like barbed wire tattoo style barbed wire.
Yeah, barbed wire is not going to do much to stop the zombies.
No.
Well, it's a big week for offspring of wrestlers. We got new tag team champs, Tamina and Natalia.
Yes,
about that one.
Yes.
Dominic Toretto. I kept saying Nick Toretto.
Nick's in there. He goes by Dom, though.
I think Nick Toretto's from Cheers.
That's right.
Okay. Dominic and Rey Mysterio won the SmackDown tag titles, I guess. Was it SmackDown? And Bronson Reed is North American champion. I don't think he's the son of anyone, but is the one person that seemed to be the most confident in calling out shitty NXT people. So happy for him. Yeah, he gets his weird QAnon referee fired the day after. Is it his birthday too, or something?
I think he was on Raw or something. Like Drake had a match on Raw, and then he got fired.
Oh yeah. So congrats to them. Tamina has been in the WWE.
I can't wait.
So long.
I can't wait to see WWE live and cheer Tamina, Go Tamina.
The look on my face when I went to Jacksonville to cheer for Yuji Nagata. It did not
Yes.
end well for me.
No, but it will end well for Tamina. I
Yeah.
believe in her. I believe
This
in
is true.
Tamina.
And speak of Yuji Nagata, breaking news.
Yes.
Satoshi Kojima is Impact's now.
He's Impact's what?
He's at Impact.
That's great. He loves bread. Do you follow him on Twitter?
Yeah, I also love bread. So
I
this is
did, yeah.
Yeah.
I followed him, and then he wouldn't stop talking about bread like 5 years ago, so I muted him.
That's fair. That's fair. You're not. It's kind of. He plays the hits, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, but also, like, come on, guy. You've got, like, rad lariat muscles. Like, I don't need to hear about how much bread you eat. Like, it's not stopping you from doing anything.
It's true.
And, on that Forbidden Door tip, announced for Triple Mania, which I never skip, weirdly. Kenny Omega versus Andrade. That's cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega is. I was talking about this before with Brett. Kenny Omega is having the world title run, the best in this country in a generation. It's so exciting. You got to think New Japan's calling him after the news about Will Ospreay.
Why? They got Toru Yano.
I stand
It's
corrected.
time. It's time.
I think, I mean, if we're on this tip, if Nagata's going one place, Kojima's going to, Yano's one of those old timers there.
Kenny's got to be calling them, not the other way.
Yeah, that might be true. But I think Kenny's been fantastic. I thought he was great on Dynamite last night. I'm excited for Andrade and Omega. What name is Andrade going by?
Andrade.
Oh,
I think
great.
I wonder if that's his first name or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But that's going to be great. That's going to be super exciting.
No question.
It'll be the match of the year. One of them.
Unless, it is AAA, so,
Well, it's whatever Psycho Clown match is on the card, and then Andrade versus Kenny Omega. That's how
I stand corrected.
That's how that happens.
Yeah, Triple Mania, Lucha's weird, so it's like Psycho Clown is the Hulk Hogan of Lucha.
Yeah, I love it.
A man wearing a Halloween mask of a clown with his tongue sticking out.
I mean, I like the idea of Kenny Omega, just going around and having, world-beating matches, everywhere he goes. And I'm glad that he's doing this match in AAA because I don't think that there's, for me at least, enough actual variety between Impact and AEW to make that feel like it matters. Mm-hmm. Obviously the roster is entirely different, but it feels like the strengths of both companies are pretty equal. I'm not going to learn anything new about Kenny Omega from the match that he's having against Moose, but I haven't really seen Omega wrestle anyone like Andrade in a while. So, and I haven't seen Andrade wrestle outside of WWE in years. This is it's pretty exciting. I think it's legitimately the most exciting match that we have on the horizon this year. I have no idea how New Japan is gonna their new title is cursed. It's a cursed belt. No one wanted it. Everyone turned on Kota Ibushi for bringing it in. Then everyone turned on New Japan for putting it on Will Ospreay, and now Will Ospreay's out with a neck injury. There's
Ibushi's out with an injury. Okada's out with an injury. Tanahashi cannot walk at his most healthy.
Yeah,
I don't
who can
know.
walk? It's Toru Yano.
I think I know. Yeah, that's about right.
And Minoru Suzuki, the two best wrestlers in New Japan.
Suzuki's an interesting one, and so is Ishii. I mean, it's time.
Yeah.
Because they don't have Jay White's out with COVID. I don't know what they do.
Still on that freelance contract.
Nah. I mean, if they're gonna let him, if Omega's an option, then so is Suzuki. And I think you got to give it up to history. Plus, Kenny Omega versus Minoru Suzuki. I'd watch that. I'd watch that match.
Yeah. I think I've watched it before, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's like some gourmand professional wrestling, the kind of stuff you want to see.
Well, speaking about the stuff we want to see, I think it's time for some Mortal Kombat. Darren, hit that music.
What?
hit that classic music.
What?
Well, okay, I'll just do Mortal Kombat. I'm not super knowledgeable about Mortal Kombat. I didn't have a fun childhood.
No,
wasn't allowed in arcades. Definitely had no gaming system.
Like a Snoopy Olympics game. That was about it. I didn't have too much.
Wow.
Not all my violence was professional wrestling based.
Yeah, I think I had a handheld game where it's like I think water. It's like Water Run or something. That was the most I had. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go one by one and insert names into the greatest wrestling tournament of all time. I have been toying around with the idea of the Ulti-Ment, but it doesn't really roll off the tongue.
No, it just. Is it like the mint? Like a mint? Like a flavor of toothpaste?
Like an ultimate tournament. Ulti-Ment.
Oh. All right. Well, we'll work on the song and we'll work on that.
Yeah.
We'll work on the name.
So in the chat we said Bobby Heenan was a complete weasel.
You know what? And they're right.
He was. This did get uploaded I think with last week's graphic, which is just a weird YouTube thing.
Hey, you know
but
what?
if you like this
DIY
show sketch, if you like this episode, then check out last week's episode, which is all about Bobby Heenan. But thank you for watching. This will be a
Please
fun
don't
one,
leave us. Please
Yeah,
don't
talk
leave
about
us.
Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan, entrant number 1.
Yeah, I mean, should we just start out that Patrick Howell in the chat, his contribution to the match is Bobby Heenan.
I mean, I think Weasel Suit Heenan counts.
Yeah.
Oh, is it going to be Weasel Suit Heenan?
It's got to be Weasel Suit Heenan. I think that's the best for this for our purposes.
Yeah. So he's got a handicap in that he doesn't have any gripping capability, and he has a
No.
tank that he gets really tripped up over.
Right, but he's very fast.
Yeah, very fast. He has claws.
A bump machine. That'll make for a good match.
Yeah.
So our first entrant in this is Bobby the Brain Heenan. I'm going to start with Darren, and then we can kind of just go around and pick each other's opponents. Darren, who do you want to have in this qualifying round of this tournament face the Weasel Bobby Heenan?
I'm going to say face Weasel Bobby Heenan. Okay, this is going to be easy for me. It's going to be an old favorite of Wrestling Club. Maybe you remember, it's a little wrestler we like to call Golden Corral Doink.
Now, for
Alabama
those
Doink.
Alabama Doink. I prefer the term Golden Corral.
Tell us about Golden Corral Doink.
Well, Golden Corral Doink, otherwise known as Alabama Doink, was a man of a certain size who wore. I mean, he pretty much just wore sweatpants, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really look like your average Doink. He's a little overweight. Did he wear a mask? Kind of like, I got to pull him up. I got to look at him.
Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't a grade A Doink costume.
No.
Now, with this match, you'd think Bobby Heenan would have the advantage or the disadvantage being the weasel suit. But I'd say just his person, Golden Corral Doink, is just as unwieldy as Weasel.
Yeah, this is definitely a suit match.
Yeah. Now, here's the big question. We didn't establish a setting for this first round of matches. I think maybe we could pick a different venue for each round. Now, I'll throw it in your hands, Darren. Is this match taking place in the Golden Corral parking lot?
Yes.
Okay. So this gives him a distinct advantage, but I'll leave it to you. Who wins this match?
I got to go with the veteran Weasel Suit Heenan.
All right, Weasel Suit Heenan.
I think
on.
Yeah, I think it's his agility, against the more lumbering style of Alabama Doink. But I think that's gonna be the deciding factor in this first round match.
Wonderful. All right, Colette, it's now your turn. Our next entrant into this tournament.
Right. I think that my first entrant into this tournament, when we talked about having me on, we brought up Mortal Kombat a lot. So I was thinking about wrestlers who would legit kill people. Which means that my first competitor is New Jack.
All right.
Yes.
The legend himself.
Okay, so this we got New Jack. He's coming into the Golden Corral parking lot. That's an important question because 1994 New Jack or 95 New Jack is vastly different than 2005 New Jack. Where's the clock here?
I'm going with Smoky Mountain New Jack, so like solid 94, 95.
Okay.
Hasn't quite gotten his ECW theme song yet, but still thanking OJ for taking him down 2 at a time. But yeah, I think 94, 95 New Jack is where we're looking.
All right. Yeah, he is a fighter. So I kind of want to give this family on this audience of like Alabama children a real spectacle. We got the music blasting throughout the match, and his opponent is going to be, and I did bend the rules a little bit. He's not a wrestler, but he is a fighter, and I think his matches were as worked as any wrestling matches. Kimbo Slice will be facing New Jack.
Wow, that's a dream match.
It's a big first round match.
But Colette, I'll leave this to you. How does this match go down?
I'm gonna say that New Jack takes it because Kimbo has historically never looked good when coming out of his like street fighting element. Like he always looked better fighting someone in a backyard than he did in like an octagon sort of thing. So I kind of think that would translate to pro wrestling.
I will say this is a backyard of a fast food place.
It's a parking lot.
It's a parking lot. But show some respect.
Yeah.
Show some respect
of a buffet.
To Alabama wrestling history, Brett.
Yeah.
I mean that's true. That's true, but there is still a ring involved, and I think that New Jack would be more creative about the ways in which he implements the various like A, parking lot aspects of the environs, and B, the Golden Corral aspects of it. Like I'm picturing like New Jack coming out with like a wheelbarrow full of like flaming sterno, like that are like heating the buffet. I don't know. I just don't know if Kimbo Slice can handle that. Much respect to Kimbo.
Rated the buffet line.
Yeah, but like New Jack is one of those dudes who like he scopes the environment and he sees what can bring the most pain and he uses it. And like I think that Kimbo would give him a run for his money. I think if New Jack got caught, he'd be smoked. But I'm going with New Jack like in a very close, efficient 7-minute match.
Well, if you want to add to this conversation, you can call in 732-200 Club. We'll throw your entrant into the Ulti-Ment.
The Ulti-Ment.
I keep trying to just casually slide it in there, and it's not sticking. Man upstairs, Isaiah. Do you have any entrance for this? Isaiah. Oh no. Okay.
Kintaro?
Not a wrestler. Not a
wrestler. Yeah. I think we should keep it grounded in some reality. Now, if this guy happened to be a boxer or something, hell yeah.
Fair enough. Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Brawler, wrestling's most notable loser. Darren, who is going to be taking on the daunting challenge of the Brooklyn Brawler?
Well, I think we know how this one's going to go. I'm going to choose a legendary wrestling character from the territory days, Ted the Wrestling Bear.
Terrible Ted.
Terrible Ted.
Now, is this the Stu Hart wrestling bear?
Yes, the wrestling bear who lived under the Hart family stairs at the Hart family compound.
Uh-huh.
The only wrestling family that lived in a compound.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Brooklyn Brawler already looks like he's been in a fight with a bear. His shirt's in tatters.
That's true. He's had a rough go of it.
Uh-huh. And we have some bear.
Yeah, he's wearing like a little. I imagine him wearing like a little shiny like neckerchief or something. Like, he's got a little style to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's wrestling.
Yeah,
You need to be a little pomp and circumstance. Who comes out of this battle?
Terrible Ted devours the Brooklyn Brawler. rips him. There's nothing left of Brawler. It's 20 minutes of Terrible Ted eating Brooklyn Brawler.
Uh-huh.
Who's begging for his life to be eaten. Yeah. Eat me.
So I'll pick the next one. So then, Colette, you've got the strategic advantage here.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw in a legend because right now, I don't think we're drawing more than 50 people to this. Go maybe with the bear. Maybe people might want to see the bear. So far, New Jack is the big, or maybe Kimbo is the biggest name here. But I want some wrestling legends in this. So I'm gonna pick the excellence of execution, Bret the Hitman Hart, but I'm gonna pick him in January 2000.
No,
in like the 5 or 6 matches he wrestled after Goldberg kicked him in the head really hard and ruined his life.
This hurts
Brett,
me.
That's mean. That's mean.
He's
He
my
had a
favorite.
stroke.
I
He's
love
my
Brett.
favorite too.
Look, if he had a stroke, he
you
shouldn't
had
have
so
been
many
wrestling.
choices. You had so many choices. You could have picked Bret the Hitman Hart as the genie of the lamp. You could have picked
Genie
any
never
member
wrestled.
of the Hart. You could have picked Helen Hart. You could have picked Stu Hart. You could have picked all these other Harts. You have to pick the Hitman at his worst. You know what? This is low, even for you. Even for you, pal.
I'm gonna make it worse.
God damn it.
Bret the Hitman Hart's opponent, to cover both our Mortal Kombat bases and our who can beat a man who will in the future have a stroke due to head trauma, will be WCW legend Glacier, master of the cryonic kick.
Yeah.
This is, you know what? I think the Hitman might have met his kryptonite.
Yeah. In this instance,
I thought,
absolutely.
Colette,
By
I thought
kryptonite,
you were
you
gonna.
mean kicks to the head.
I thought you were gonna pick Goldberg.
No, I could not pit favorite against favorite.
Oh,
No, I'm going Glacier, Glacier all the way with the cryonic kick. I do not think he would actually beat Bret Hart though.
Okay, so
even in Bret Hart's state.
No, I think that Bret had a pretty decent win-loss record in those matches after the fact.
Yeah, he was wrestling, Terry Funk. He
Yeah.
wrestled Jerry Flynn.
Have
He
you seen
wrestled Jerry Flynn after the match. Jerry Flynn, a
Thunderfoot.
kickboxer.
Thunderfoot?
Yeah.
As Dustin
God.
would say a million times.
Horrible. I
Ric
always forget
Flair.
WCW killed my favorite wrestler.
Yeah, no, I mean he's still alive, but yeah, they.
Yeah, that's true. Or they did some real damage.
a lot. Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Like the
Ugh.
Terry Funk match being a hardcore match too.
Oh.
Was great because it was like Terry Funk hitting him in the face with a chair.
Mhm.
On Thunder. It wasn't even. It was just a throwaway match.
So sad.
So yeah, I'm gonna throw Glacier in there because Glacier's a light touch, but that kick makes him a threat.
Mhm.
But who do you think would take this one, Brad?
That sharpshooter, if he could lock it on, if he has the wherewithal to lock it on, which it seems like he did. He had a series of matches after this career-ending match. Nobody gets out of the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Oh, even ancient ice warriors. Pat in the chat is throwing in a name.
Okay, here we
I'll
go.
I'll take it. We've got some scary competitors in here already. Why not throw in a vampire? Gangrel.
Yes.
Darren, who is going to face Gangrel?
Well, you know what? I think this is going to be a bit of a dream match.
Mm-hmm.
Facing Gangrel is Lord of the Volcano, Tagar.
Now, who is that?
Tagar is quite possibly the most mysterious wrestler of all time. He wrestled for 3 weeks in Memphis in 1991, the absolute bottom of the Memphis wrestling territory. He wore a special shield that shot fireballs.
Oh.
He had a couple matches with Bill Dundee and one television match with Jerry Lawler. And that's pretty much it. No one knows for sure who portrayed Tagar. So I think it might have been a shoot.
Now, do volcano powers have any effect on a vampire?
I don't know the rules of vampires, but I would think that first of all, this match is at a Golden Corral in a parking lot, and so it's got to be during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, our vampire has some trouble. And Brett, I think your ice cream truck is there.
yeah, I gotta run in a second.
But so I think Tagar has the advantage in that department. But Tagar could not defeat Jerry the King Lawler. So I don't know how good he would do against Gangrel. I'm gonna have to go with Gangrel on this one, I think.
All right.
But
Gangrel,
Tagar,
here's what I was thinking with Tagar. You say he shoots fireballs
from his shield, and he also has eyes that glow green.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think he's shooting a fire at Gangrel. Gangrel's got a mouthful of blood. He spits that thing at the fire.
Puts out the fire.
The fine mist of
It's
blood.
like a Pokemon match.
Okay. Great.
Colette, who do you got?
In this match or as my next entrant?
I think we got Gangrel moving forward. Who's your next entrant?
Ultra-Ment Black.
Okay. The wrestler and heavy metal musician from Chikara. One of Chikara's many bugs.
Yeah. One of its few cosmic bugs, though. One of its few cosmic ones.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah. It's a tough one. I've got some good options here, but I think I'm gonna go with the Great Power Uti.
Oh, this is a dream match for me. Go on.
The Great Power Uti, if you don't know, there was an episode of Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana years ago where Luke Gallows tells the story of a match he wrestled in Nigeria in an empty soccer stadium against the Great Power Uti, who was a very old but sturdy man who played a saxophone to the ring.
That's so cool.
Did not know wrestling was fake.
Nope.
And put up the fight that someone would put up in that situation. So he's entering the Golden Corral parking lot, and he's playing.
I truly. Now, is he available for this? Wasn't he on trial in The Hague? Legitimately, was it there was something with Power Uti recently? I say maybe in the last 5 years where he was possibly jailed for some sort of war crime.
Okay. I have to look that up because that sounds astonishing.
I could just be making it up. I smoke a lot of weed, but I feel like there's something happened with Power Udi. Maybe he just passed away, and I just
Oh no!
no.
It's
Oh no,
bad.
something happened. Oh, it's bad. Oh no! All right, Colette, give us the bad news.
Former Nigerian wrestler, the Great Power Udi, faces trial for allegedly killing wife.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So it's
that's
not
bad.
a war crime, but it is, it's a pro wrestler crime. For sure.
I want to put it out there. You
I
know,
like how killing your wife is a pro wrestler crime.
I know that very important people in wrestling listen to Wrestling Club. I mean, we talked about John Moxley getting a new theme song last week, and obviously Tony Khan heard it, and now he's got the new X version of Wild Thing. But I want to say,
Oh yeah,
Dark
the
Side
fact
of
that
the
I
Ring-
got the wrong one, I'm so mad.
if the Dark Side of the Ring producers are listening, Great Power Udi next season, please.
That would be like, I listened to Colt Cabana's podcast for like 4 years based on the 2 Great Power Udi episodes, because I think
Absolutely.
Compton had a story too. Like,
Yeah.
They were there together, I believe.
Yeah, wild, like so wild. I remember, like, when at like that was like kind of the zenith of Art of Wrestling, like, because he was doing like interviews with like Cassandra and stuff like that too, and like all these people who you wouldn't otherwise suspect getting booked in like dream match indies. Like Luke Gallows had like a run and like nice indie feds, and Cliff Compton did, and Cassandra did, and there's a lot of good stories to be picked up. And Great Power Udi, like, putting these dudes up in a hotel and being like, a car will come to get you, only there's no car, and suddenly there's gunshots in the distance. Like, it is a movie. Like that. Those stories are cinematic as all get out.
Unbelievable. And both of them are, and both Cliff and Doc are such great storytellers. They're
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Huge classics.
We're hoping to have them on the next few weeks, so that'll be a pitch for sure.
Yeah, Gallows I love the guy. I got to meet him a couple times because he ran a fed down in Georgia, and super nice. Really love the shirt that I made that makes fun of the Bullet Club. So I can't no complaints about
What's
Luke
the
Gallows.
shirt?
The shirt is a T-shirt that is just the Bullet Club logo, but instead of Bullet Club, it says the gay community on it.
The gay community.
It's the one time that I have ever not felt ashamed to too sweet somebody was when Luke wanted to do it. So,
I feel like people know this story, but the root of that is that AJ Styles was on some call-in radio show.
like wrestling
Somebody asks,
live or something.
Somebody asks, how do you feel about your popularity within the gay community? He just goes, the gay community.
So good. Ancient wrestling meme.
Yeah, real great. I can't see a world where Power Udi is gonna let this little Philly nerd beat him.
But what I'll say to that,
I think he'll kill him before he loses.
Oh no!
I think Ultraman is Black, being a militant vegan, will be so pissed off to be wrestling in a Golden Corral parking lot that he would be willing to kill the Great Power Udi. Yeah.
I predict we hear solo sax on the way in and solo sax on the way out.
Aw, huge lack of death metal for me.
I unless there's any strong disagreement, I think Power Udi goes over in this one.
All right, I see it. I can see it.
I'll throw in one for Darren. I'm gonna introduce maybe the most charismatic entrant into this. If you're familiar with DDT, you might know one of their top stars is Yoshihiko, who is an inanimate sex doll, but has been part of the roster for over 10 years at this point. Has gone through many different changes. I think at one point had a Hulk Hogan gimmick, at one point had a Great Muta gimmick. But I'm going to go with Super Yoshihiko, which there's a match. It's Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi on one side. I think Denshoku Dino and Yoshihiko are on the other side. Yoshihiko gets taken out early, and then there's a reinvention where the Dead Man Walking music hits. Super Yoshihiko enters, in full Undertaker American Badass gear, including the Sarah tattoo on the neck, which I thought was a great detail. And then rides out with a little assistance on a tricycle, and then proceeds to give two future world champions, Ibushi and Omega, a double choke slam. It's really incredible. So yeah, I'll throw Super Yoshihiko in there. Darren, how about you?
2 words. Howard Finkel.
Okay.
It's going to be Howard Finkel, in his, I'm going to say 93 era Howard Finkel, when, he's having the tuxedo matches with everybody. And I say it's a tuxedo style match, and Howard loses. And he just has to address himself.
The most uncomfortable match in wrestling history. A sex doll disrobing.
Yeah, I gotta say, taking his clothes off with the sex doll.
I say he tries to seduce it maybe first.
No.
Yoshihiko. It looks like your mouth is agape for my wiener.
My wiener.
And he gives that cute little smile. All right. And yeah, Darren, I'll give you the next pick. Oh wait, yeah. You went. So you take the next pick.
Okay. My pick is going to be the first winner of Wrestling Observer's most disgusting promotional tactic. That is the Monster from LaBelle Productions Promotions in 1980, I think, or 1981. The Monster. Brett, do you know this character?
I don't know the Monster.
So it's this wrestler from Arizona who the original gimmick was he hits his head and he believes he's Frankenstein, right? So he's just acting like a monster, but it's confined to like some reality. Well, he goes to Los Angeles and there's no more reality. He's a dead being built from the pieces of corpses who's, doing the Frankenstein thing. And then he wrestles Andre the Giant, and Andre the Giant literally just rips his mask off and holds it above him and he can't reach it. It humiliates this character. So look him up. The Monster from LaBelle, from the Los Angeles Monster.
Gene LaBelle has history of wrestling Frankensteins, as we saw in that episode of The Munsters.
That's true. I almost picked Judo Gene, but I thought the Monster would be he's a monster.
How is that disgusting? That's an amazing promotional tactic.
Well, apparently everyone was very upset. Well, no, then they turned the Monster babyface, and these a kids. It was for kids after that. And their promotion went out of business very soon after. So I think maybe that had something to do with it.
Well, Colette, I think you're going to get the last pick of this tournament.
Yes. Okay.
So make it a good one.
I will do my best. Wrestling the Monster, I think, is another rival of Kenny Omega's. It is the 9-year-old girl that he wrestled.
Oh no!
But she's whatever age she is right now.
Okay. Is she still is she an active wrestler now?
I have no idea. I don't know. I am making the assumption that she is. I think that this is the draw. If you put the 9-year-old girl that Kenny Omega wrestled on a card right now, people would be like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, that's true.
They'd be all in. And not in the AEW sense where you're going to an arena in the suburbs of Chicago and pretending like you're in Chicago. This is the match. I think that she is still an amazing wrestler, like whatever the Monster has, which is probably just a double choke, going ah.
I need to stop you right there.
What?
She did retire very shortly after, so I don't think she would necessarily be an amazing wrestler unless she's got some muscle memory.
That doesn't go away. Kurt Angle could still do stuff. He's retired for not that long, but a lot more experience.
She's focusing on her education, but
in intense training to come back. Like, so it's like Rocky Balboa. Like, you know, a computer program has put her ring against the monster, and she's intrigued and decides to go for it. And I think she's gonna get her ass handed to her now that you tell me that she hasn't wrestled since she was 9.
Frankenstein beating the shit out of a 9-year-old girl. Or no, I guess what was that match? That was
at this point.
yeah. It was in 2012, I guess.
Something
Or
like
no, I'm not sure. No.
No, it's like 2009 or 2010.
Yeah. Wow.
I may have accidentally killed this girl.
Yeah.
This young student.
I was hoping that it was just a little girl, and then she did the same thing Andre did. Just took his mask off, ran around.
Yeah, all right. We can book it that way.
And then he
That sounds
beats
better.
the shit out, like old school style. Just stretch it. Bob Roop. Bob Roop is under the mask.
But, you know, Kenny Omega beat the shit out of her, too. And
She took
yeah.
it.
Took it.
So if we go with 9-year-old Haruka, which is her name.
Let's go with Haruka.
Yeah. Does that change the turnout of this?
I think so. I think it does.
All right. So Haruka moves on to the next round. You know, we can move through these pretty fast now that we know who's
Well,
who.
Brett, what's our, well, let's hear what the next bracket is. Just tell us what we're gonna get in this round.
All right. Let's pick the venue first.
Oh, okay.
I'll throw my pick in here because it's maybe the most legendary venue of all time. If you want to talk about history-changing moments, Club La Vela in Florida. So this adds the added threat. They're in a pool. They're wrestling upon a body of water.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say it's Club La Vela '99. So you get like the most like mook, gross, drunk assholes that are like there for spring break, like, you know, roofing people left and right.
Oh,
vomit
great.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like the worst wrestling fan in history is at Club La Vela. So it's a very rowdy crowd. So in this bracket, first, this next round, quarterfinals, I guess. We've got Golden Corral Doink facing off against New Jack.
Okay.
Let's go one by one. So Golden Corral Doink is now out of his element.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna take a guess that he can't swim too well.
Yeah. I think New Jack might know that.
Yeah.
And that might be part of his strategy.
Yeah.
So we're saying New Jack just holds him underwater. That 4 minutes.
That would be how New Jack would win this match.
Yeah. He's going to, he's not trying to complicate things.
And like all the white kids in the audience are just bouncing along to Natural Born Killers as he kills
He
this
drowns.
clown, this big fat clown.
Oh, good.
Up next, now here's the great thing about tournaments. Sometimes, old rivalries are renewed, partnerships are tested, and this one is kind of huge. From the Hart family dungeon, Terrible Ted the Wrestling Bear and Bret the Hitman Hart are reunited.
Wow. This one has a lot of history.
Yeah.
I mean, Bret knew Ted his whole life. He was like an uncle to him.
Yeah. You've chosen concussed Bret for the purpose of this tournament, unfortunately.
True, though. That is true. Isn't good.
But here's the disadvantage. They've got to get this bear into a pool.
You're right. Okay. Is this standard wrestling rules?
Yeah, I think so.
Bret Hart wins because Ted gets counted out while he's eating the date rapists in the crowd.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of potential meals.
Yeah.
Yeah. A ton. Ted's.
Is he? Are we saying Terrible Ted maybe has like a bit of a conscience with who he eats? Like,
Yeah.
he like
That's what
knows
they
to go
teach
up
you
for the
in
bad
wrestling
ones.
school is conscience.
Yeah. That's what you learn at the Art Family Dungeon.
You learn how to stretch people, and you learn morality.
Yeah.
And
how to be a good man.
we do know that Brett has I think if it does end up in the ring, Brett, he's beaten Yokozuna. He's got
the muscle memory. He's been dreaming about wrestling Terrible Ted since he was a kid. He's seen his father wrestle him numerous times.
Yeah.
I think Brett's gonna pull this one out. I think any way you look at it, I think Brett's gonna lock in that sharpshooter.
And I'll throw this little detail in there for the next round. Since we're picking from everywhere, we got Gordon Soley in the MTV crowd, and they're
drunk,
leaning on him. He's drunk too, but
he's drinking.
He's always drunk, and he's like, Brett, you just beat Terrible Ted. How do you feel heading into the next round? And Brett can't speak.
No.
What?
He had one swat from that bear claw, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go check. I gotta go."
No, this is incredibly poor taste for Wrestling Club, but that's okay.
Next up, we've got Gangrel and the Great Power Udi.
Wow. This is a wild card match.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect. I could see Power Udi being scared of the vampire.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him trying to kill the vampire.
I see him trying to. I think he's going to kill the vampire. I think he's going to use his murder. I think he's going to use murder as his
the second murder at Bella. How does Great Power Udi? Does he kill him like a human, or does he kill him like a vampire?
Oh, like a vampire, I would say.
Yeah.
So he comes prepared with like a stake and a hammer.
Yeah.
That
you want to scout your opponents out.
Or does Gangrel, get his fangs in Power Udi, and now we have vampire Power Udi.
I think,
and it's
yeah,
a draw,
I think
that makes it a draw.
I think he gets him. He gets him with the bite, but then Power Udi uses that closeness to hammer that stake into Gangrel's heart, which, whether he's human or vampire, will kill him.
Okay, so we've got two murders.
He tosses him into the pool too, where he slowly floats next to Golden Corral Doink's corpse.
Oh, God.
Now the water is red, a blood red water, for his final match between Super Yoshihiko, a sex doll, and the 9-year-old Haruka.
No, God damn it. Did this match happen?
No.
I feel like this match could have happened. Of all these matches, I mean, I guess Brett and Terrible Ted could have happened too.
Yeah. So, Kenny Omega can wrestle a sex doll. He could wrestle a 9-year-old girl. He can make it look good. But what happens when the sex doll wrestles the 9-year-old girl? I guess Haruka's got to be the ring general thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say she pulls it out in the end. A back and forth match.
Yoshihiko's ruthless,
I think she's a 9-year-old girl. I don't think she could call the match. I think the crowd starts to turn on them.
Okay. All right. It's a
Club Lavila
time
crowd.
limit. A time limit draw.
No, I think Haruka. I think that's her moment where she gets that thick skin. She's got the beer bottles flying at her. She starts punching him out of the air. She, slams Yoshihiko. It's like, when you enter the ECW arena, you come out a changed person. Like, I think this is Haruka's moment. So we've got now the semifinals. Who wants to pick the next venue?
I think that it should take place at the ECW arena.
Okay. I said Club Lavella is a bad place. ECW arena might be
worse. It's worse. Yeah, it's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year?
Let's say 1996.
Okay, so we got Faith
The,
No More
like,
guy. We got the Hawaiian shirt guy.
peak Raven Dreamer, like He-Man Woman Haters Club stuff going on.
All right. So the first match is New Jack versus Bret the Hitman Hart. New Jack is in a hometown crowd.
I think this is where
Bret Hart represents the World Wrestling Federation. They start booing him to death. He's like, I don't like them, but they don't know that he doesn't. Like he's turned in '97, but we're in '96,
Yeah.
so he's the enemy.
but he is concussed.
He's concussed, yeah.
And that music doesn't help.
No, I feel like he is real run down by this point. You know, Terrible Ted took a lot out of him.
Yeah.
You know, I think those lights aren't good for Bret. That music's not good for Bret. The ECW arena crowd.
New Jack's not good for Bret.
No.
He's got the staple gun.
Yeah.
The staple gun.
God, no. Oh no.
The guitar.
God.
But here's the thing. Brett's a bit of a shooter. You know, so again, instinct takes over. And it could be lights out for New Jack. You know, I could see this being a real back and forth, you know, clash of styles, yes, but you know, two fighters, two wrestlers with a lot of heart. So I don't know. I'm torn.
I think, you know, when it comes down to such a close battle, the home field advantage really matters.
Yeah.
I think Bret Hart, you know, that guitar, how is a guitar shot to 2000 Bret Hart?
Oh no, yeah.
And New Jack,
and then they brawl, you know, they're brawling all over the ECW arena, and then all of a sudden they're on the balcony.
Oh yeah, the Eagle's Nest.
And you know, Jack takes one final hit of the old New Jack powder. And I don't know if I want.
Paul's calling over Kimona. We're gonna need a while. Clean up this mess.
Oh, you know, I think it's a reversal. And Bret throws New Jack off.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, because I don't want to throw a heart off of a thing and hurt them. I'm not doing it. I'm not going that far.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, Bret Hart makes it to the finals. ECW Arena then welcomes the next match: the Great Power Udi versus. whether it's kayfabe or not, Great Power Udi is sincerely convinced he is now a vampire, and he, in the time, at least, you know, maybe it's a next day thing, but you know, it takes a while to get from Florida to Philly. He's been drinking human blood.
Oh no.
He's embraced this. Who do we got in this? We got Badass. I think Haruka comes out and she's changed. She's got the sunglasses, she's got a leather jacket on. She's got,
did Raven adopt her? She's with Tyler now. She's in the flock. Okay. Well, I guess they're in the flock.
My favorite angle of all time.
Oh, it's so great.
So
Yeah.
good.
Is Tyler Fullington, Sandman's son? Is he with Raven at this point, or is that 95?
Yet, like that might be.
That's
earlier. Yeah,
I think that is 90, like late 95, early 96.
Yeah, 95. Yeah.
Because I remember that I started watching ECW in 96, and they either had just finished that angle or were in the last throes of it. But
so I'm gonna say, because it's Haruka's got a little boyfriend.
Oh no.
He's like treating her like Tommy Dreamer treated Beulah.
Oh,
that's really bad, Fred. That's bad. We're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Haruka comes out looking better than she did going in, but there's no beating a motivated Power Udi. He's killed a man.
Yeah, and a wife, I guess. Great. Oh God.
I kind of want to say Haruka wins. Like, Yeah, she's fast. Like the thing that we haven't really talked about with Power Udi is like, have you seen the match, like the match that he had with Cliff or Doc? Like,
I think I've seen clips. I don't know if I've seen the full match though.
I've seen clips of him wrestling in Nigeria as an older person, and I've seen clips of him wrestling in like with Gordon Soley calling the action as a much younger person. He is very, very immobile. And Haruka is not immobile. She is very quick. She's very fast. She is a leverage wrestler. Like Rey Mysterio and Marco Stunt. So I think she can pull this one out. I think she can beat Great Power Udi, regardless of whether or not he's a vampire, regardless of whether or not he thinks he's a vampire. I think that there's gonna be a very strong "You sick fuck" chant when Udi tries to drink her blood. But I think that that's the moment where she pulls a flash pin. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Great Power Udi's out of this tournament, and you've got Bret Hart versus a 9-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Oh no, a concussed Bret Hart. Maybe isn't maybe is kind of taking this a little too seriously in this final.
Yeah. Darren, you might know the name of this. I'm gonna suggest for this final match, the island that Antonio Inoki and Masa Saito wrestled.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you remember the name of the?
No, I don't remember the name. I mean, it might have been Okinawa. Was it Okinawa?
That's a big island.
It's a big island. This is a
Ganrejima.
small island.
Ganrejima. Yeah,
Okay.
Ganrejima Island. This is an island death match, so not traditional rules.
Wait, is
they
this
can wrestle all over the island.
Oh no.
Bret Hart, he's nervous getting on the plane, let alone starting this match.
Yeah, it's not good for him.
He's had a really rough year.
Yeah, he's very tired.
He just had like a flashback with the New Jack thing. He just, sent another human being careening from
my
the ceiling.
God. Oh no, I'm so upset. I think Hitman beats the shit out of the kid. I think he just fucking takes her down and just stretches her, and she's in the sharpshooter, and he doesn't let go until he just literally falls asleep in mid-hold.
Now, here's the thing. This is sort of an echo. I'm gonna say this is probably Bret Hart's last match. And you want to have a little poetry. I think this is the moment. This is Haruka's Roddy Piper moment, like WrestleMania 8, where Roddy Piper has the bell in his hand. He's about to clobber Bret over the head, but he's like, "No, I'm respecting too much. I want to win this for real." I think Haruka sees a prone Bret laying down, fast asleep, and she can pin him. But this is a new Haruka. She's been through hell and back. I think she drags Bret over to the water, dunks his head in the water, and he comes to. She's like, get up, fight me like a man, and then they square off again.
And Bret beats the shit out of her.
Yeah, it's like a forearm exchange, but Bret does one.
Yeah, it's not good. Anvil comes out, they do the heart attack on her.
Where's Anvil coming from? They're on a desert island.
He's on the island. He lives there now.
It's like, what's Bret doing? It seems like he's setting her up, and then Anvil just flies out of a tree. He's the flying one of the heart attack.
I know. Well, yeah, Bret can't do it anymore after his cognitive difficulties, which make him more like the Anvil than ever.
I'll say the referee, he raises Bret's hand, and he looks at Haruka and he's like, "You did good, kid." And he reaches for his leather jacket. He pulls out those sunglasses and he puts them on her head. And, suddenly she's a little kid again. And he swims into the ocean.
Yeah, to never be seen again.
Yeah, that's the end of Bret Hart.
He just tussles her hair.
And Haruka is now the new
And then
Brett.
and then the last shot, the camera zooms in on her quick, and
Yes.
she just goes,
But then I'm gonna throw one more shot on that.
okay, good.
It says that, and then it's a shot from behind her, and she looks back at the camera like Thriller, and she's got vampire fangs. Because great power, Udi bit her.
Brett, you've pitched that ending to so many things in the time I've known you. Legitimately. Oh,
Well,
oh
I
God.
think we could all agree that was the ultimate tournament.
The Ulti-Ment.
Ultimate.
Oh, thanks, everybody.
I love when names just sound mispronounced. It's good.
Colette, you got your articles on Fan Fight. What have you talked about recently?
Let's see. I personally have written recently about Cody Rhodes' American Dream promo from last week, which I was oh, it was so good. I loved it.
the single boo.
Was me.
I know.
It's me.
It's so funny.
And
I
then
was like, there's
whipped
someone
about it.
someone who understands how I feel.
Yeah, someone had to. Yeah, so I wrote about that. We recently published a fantastic obituary of New Jack by our regular AEW recapper, and he also put up a I think astonishing piece on how Booker T got him into pro wrestling. It's weird. I've become the editor of that section, and so now I'm more excited about other people's things than my own. But Fan Fight is doing extremely well right now, and if you want a slice of wrestling coverage that's a little bit different than your everyday podcast reports and brief re-reportings of whatever Dave Meltzer has to say, you should check us out at fanfight.com. FYTE. It's all good stuff.
Yeah,
We'll throw a link in the show notes, so check that out.
Darren, what have you been playing on your radio show lately?
Oh boy, well this week I feel like I haven't been playing anything. I've just been reading the hundreds and hundreds of letters from WFMU listeners supporting us in our latest battle with the state of New Jersey, who wanted to strip us of our tax exempt status, which would have put WFMU into financial peril. But I'm happy to report that the city has reversed course and WFMU's tax status is preserved. So I don't know. I'm probably going to do a little bit of celebrating this week. We'll see what I play. I'm not so sure. I'm doing a lot. I've been going through my archive because I pull upwards of, 30, 40 albums a week to play. And I don't play all of them, and I just have a nice pile of things I haven't played. So I'm going to go through that this week, and so we'll see how it goes. But good news for WFMU, and if anybody listening wrote a letter, thank you. I read it, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I second that. Support WFMU. It's a rare thing. We talk about it in the marathon, but it could always use a little help. Get yourself a T-shirt or something. I'll be doing, I think, a Radio Row.
2 weeks.
Very shortly.
2 weeks.
That'll be fun.
I want to say that's gonna be. I'll pull up the date right now. That's gonna be Sunday, May 30th, 5 p.m. Radio
it'll be
Row.
a little bit of music, a little bit of comedy. It'll be a unique thing. So that's fun. And we got our YouTube channel. We got a bunch of new videos. We have an exclusive New Jack tribute where we can tell our story about New Jack. That's available there and on the feed. That's a fun listen, even though it's a sad reason we had to tell it. We got all sorts of clips up there. Lots of commercial compilations. Check us
very
out.
Popular and popping up constantly in my YouTube viewing now of wrestling commercials.
Yeah, It's it's successful.
We figured out the algorithm.
I hope it trickles down to people liking our show too, but maybe
we won't, but that's
yeah.
fine.
But check that out. Leave a review if you like the show. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Club WFMU, on Instagram at Wrestling_Club_. Every little bit helps. We're trying to grow this thing. From Los Angeles to Athens to Jersey City, Darren, why don't you take us away?
All right, that'll do it for Wrestling Club. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks to Colette. Shout outs to the man upstairs, Isaiah, and Steve D for the theme song, and of course the fine folks at WFMU Radio. If you dig Wrestling Club, please like, share, subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating on the Melcher scale. Invite your friends. Check out the archive. Spread the word. Wrestling Club will return next Thursday night at 9, live on YouTube with our second installment of Weird in Japan. But until then, for Brett, I'm Darren. This has been Wrestling Club. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.